What is broken is beautiful. What do I mean by that? Mended light. There is an art form in Japan called kintsugi. It is the art of repairing broken pottery. You see, the Japanese recognize that just because something was once broken does not mean it is no longer beautiful. There is beauty in breaks, and there is beauty in repairing what was once broken and restoring it to wholeness. Rather than trying to hide the history of the breaks, the Japanese art of kintsugi is to put the broken pieces back together and fill them with gold. They accentuate the damage, perform the masterful work of restoration, and the piece becomes more beautiful. Not in spite of the breaks, but because of the breaks. We are all kintsugi. We have all experienced times of brokenness where it felt like our life, our worth, and our wholeness was a piece of ceramic pottery that was picked up and hurled at the floor, smashed into a dozen pieces. You might have questioned your worth and your value. You've doubted the possibility of feeling whole, safe, and joyful again. If you're like me, you've probably tried to hide the cracks and the broken pieces. You've probably gotten good at pretending, showing the put-together, pretend side of yourself when you really feel broken. It's exhausting, hiding the cracks, telling yourself it is easier to hide the pain than trying to put your shattered pieces back together, especially because it feels like nothing ever works for long. Healing is like kintsugi. Your history, healing, and repair is more valuable than disguising or hiding the breaks. What once was broken is beautiful. You become whole by sharing your story in safe places, working through all the false, untrue beliefs you have held onto for so long. You heal not by disguising yourself, but by refining yourself. Just like a broken bowl, your cracks can be filled with gold. Your broken pieces can be filled with light, mended together. Through your history, your experience, your life, you become even more beautiful than you were before. Not despite the broken parts, but because of them. You are that beauty. We all are. What keeps us from seeing that beauty in ourselves and in our life is unprocessed, emotionally painful experiences that we don't know what to do with. Think of the last time you had an emotionally painful experience that was triggering for you. Maybe it was a fight with someone you love, or a conflict with someone you don't love but you have to work with. Maybe it was something completely unrelated that triggered a traumatic memory. I have a question for you. How did you react? Were you able to emotionally work through it and feel at peace? Or did you push the memory away, trying your best to forget the way you felt, trying to forget the emotions and beliefs it brought up for you? But like an unwanted guest, does that painful memory with the attached beliefs keep intruding on the sacred space of your mind, haunting your thoughts, sometimes paralyzing you with fear or shame? Or other times you might feel enraged at the injustice of a situation. Oftentimes, the reason we push painful experiences away is because we have beliefs about what those painful experiences say about us, because we have judged the experience and who we are because of the experience with often harsh judgment or even lies regarding our worth. We may take an unjust level of responsibility for another person's actions and find ourselves at fault. We may believe another person's behavior defines who we are. All of these things can create incongruent beliefs, heartbreak, and unbearable pain. So we hide, we pretend, and we bury the falsehoods that we have accepted as truth. I call this an incongruent belief, meaning an inconsistent truth or alleged fact. We hope deep down that these incongruent beliefs aren't true, but sometimes we're not able to reconcile the confusion that comes from having the truth distorted, and instead we carry that incongruent belief with us, fearing that even a small portion of it might be true. This creates dissonance between what we logically know and how we emotionally feel. When we believe the lies, we pick up the weight of shame. The heaviness of this shame is disproportionate to its size. It's so small, but it grows with fear and the more we hide it. The fear is that someone might find out the real me. The fear is that someone might find out the real me. The fear that the incongruent beliefs are true. Secrecy feeds the fear, and the shame grows heavy because of the darkness and the loneliness of the path. It might take months, years, or decades, but we become crushed under the weight of shame. The incongruent belief becomes the truth in our mind, causing darkness, a distorted reality that we have come to believe because of the absence of light. The shame, darkness, self-loathing, and pity may even have become comfortable. It is now what we know. And if we continue down this path, the idea that it is all true, that I don't matter, that I'm worthless, brings comfort, because then I can disappear into obscurity and darkness, and the world will be better for it. I will be better for it. That last lie is the thought that when I am no longer a part of this world, the pain will finally be over. The internal struggle for peace, comfort, and worth and belonging can be over. It is not. It is just one more lie, one more incongruent belief, each one leading you to this place, a place where it appears that the only solution to living with all the pain is no longer living. There is another option. It starts with putting down the shame that you picked up so long ago and picking up self-compassion. Bring yourself to the awareness that when you are not treating yourself with compassion, you are showing yourself contempt. Put down the shame and the contempt you have been carrying and pick up self-compassion. In healing, it's not returning to who you were before or what you were before. There is no going back to that moment in time or any moment in time. It is about becoming. It's about becoming the best version of you, and you can be that regardless of what the past has looked like. So I have a healing challenge for you. The next time you feel the waves of shame, fear, or worthlessness, I want you to ask yourself a question. What can I do in this moment to treat myself with compassion? What can I do right now to show myself compassion? And remember, your cracks do not diminish your value. They can be brought to light and filled with gold. You can be whole, complete, and beautiful just as you are. What are your thoughts on what I have shared in this video? How are you going to apply the principle of kintsugi in your life? Tell me below. And will you do me a favor? If you know anyone that needs to hear this message, will you please share it with them? It would mean the world to me. And remember to keep shining. The world needs your light.